And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, February the 6th, 2021. It is Season 15, Episode number 5. I'm Scott.
And I'm RJ.
Welcome to the show. If you would like to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. 334-272-9228. Check out InGameChat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at InGameChat. You can find us on Facebook there as well. And you can also find us, email us, everyone at InGameChat.net. We're streaming right now. Go to Twitch.tv. Search In-Game Chat in the little search bar there at the top. You'll find us. And you can watch the show as well as listen to it. You can jump in the chat room with everybody there live while we broadcast and talk to them as well. An easy way to get to us is just go to our website, ingamechat.net, chat.net, and there's links there. You just click on that, boom, takes you right to our page. If you search In-Game Chat in Twitch, it brings up a bunch of stuff. We're there, but you got to look through some stuff to find it. So just, go to our website, click on the link, you're good to go. Anyway, welcome to a new week. Let me do this real quick. There. Okay, and we ready to go? RJ, I'll start with you as I always do. What have you played recently? What'd you play since the last time we spoke?
Well, let me tell you about the latest glitch in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, might as well be. That might as well be how we take it.
Yep.
Sure. What's the newest glitch?
It was a logistical error that was going on in this game. There was a mission that I was on where I had to rescue one of the members of the Aldecados clan. Saul, their leader. And if you look around the map enough, you'll find a sneaky way to get in. And if your body and your technical ability stats are high enough, you can sneak in through there and avoid battle altogether. There's like a drainage ditch on the right side of the plant that they're holding him at. And you go through there and you'll come to a gate. And if your technical ability is high enough, you can open it. And I did so. You go through there and there's a fence you can break. I was strong enough to do so, and I did that as well. So I get to the area where where Saul's being held, and I'm standing right in front of him, about as close as I am to you right now.
Yeah.
But the game is still telling me, get to the main building. The only reason I'm there is to save the person I'm standing in front of.
Yeah.
But the thing says I have to get to the main building still.
Duke just said he knows the exact mission that you're on.
Yeah, so I had to basically leave him. I mean, there's a path open right now that I could take him out, give him his medication, leave out of there, and no conflict at all. But no. I had to go from where he was being held up the stairs into this observatory, take out this scav, then go into this other area, take out 2 more scavs, and then go up the stairs into this area hidden in stealth before it registered the fact that I'm in the main building. Then it said, when I got to the top of the stairs, it said, find Saul, which I did 10 minutes ago.
Right.
So that was the latest thing that was a irritating glitch that was going on in the game. Still a lot of stuff to work out, though, but eventually.
Yeah, I don't know when they're going to fix that.
Probably near end of the year.
I mean, fully done, everything's good to go and safe to play and everything else. Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. Might be later than that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say look at that though whenever it does and just say, well, this is how far they would have had to have pushed it off.
Mm-hmm.
To do this. Maybe. Honestly, I think they released the game and then sent everybody home and said happy holidays. we'll get back on this later. And then, of course, when everything came out, they're like, okay, let's pull in a few guys to come in here and, iron these things out real quick and send out another patch or something. But the majority, they were like, here, take some time off. But if they stayed at the progress that they were doing, at the amount of crunch they were putting in, maybe it would have been a little bit sooner to actually get like fully cooked game, everything ready to go.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been a few more months or middle of the year or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say take it, whenever the whole thing is finally finished releasing, that this is how long it would have been had they made another delay.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a little bit sooner than whatever date that's going to be. But, yeah, it's just not finished. You playing anything else?
Yeah, I played a played a lot of fighters this week as well. The original Double Dragon I started playing today. Not today, this week. I had a choice between it and the definitive edition of Tomb Raider, which is $2.99 right now in the PlayStation Store.
Tomb Raider, the first one of the
first
remakes?
one, I believe. Yeah, the first one.
The okay.
Definitive edition is $2.99 in the PlayStation Store, and the original Double Dragon was on sale for $3.99. So I picked Double Dragon.
Double Dragon,
yeah.
You would, yeah.
So playing that classic, found something out after 30 plus years. I never knew how to do a proper jump kick in that game. Yeah, it's depending on which button you press. The punch button, when you jump in the air, you hit punch to kick to the left. You punch kick to kick to the right. So all this time I thought it was supposed to be hold forward, hit jump, and hit kick in the air. Not the case. It had to depend on which button you had to hit, determine which direction you want to go.
Yeah.
But the goal for me really was to try to get through that game in one credit, because I took a check out of the leaderboards, and all of them was like at 99,999 points, something like that. Nines across the board except the end, it was 0. So I'm figuring if I can get through that with one credit, see if I can do that. I almost did, but I think it involves having to attack every enemy in the game in a certain type of way, and I haven't figured that out yet. Best I got was like 89,000 to get to the end of one credit, so I finally did that. But maybe if I can get to the top of the leaderboards, it would be a good little thing to chase after. Other than that, I played Dead or Alive 6. Had a lot of unfinished business in that game. In fact, I didn't do all of the tutorials in that game. And it's been such a long time since I picked that game up. I just decided to go through all the tutorials again, all 40 plus missions.
Yeah, I love when games require you to go through the tutorial.
No, it's not required.
It's not. I know it's not required, but on a completion scale or an achievement scale or whatever the scale may be, where it's like you need to go through the tutorial.
Yeah, well, yeah. In my case, it was just learn how to play the game again, learn the system.
Championship edition, right?
Of what?
Pac-Man.
Yeah,
you got to play the tutorials to unlock.
Yeah, that's right. You got to unlock the challenge parts. Yeah,
certain parts of the game. So
yeah. So I went through that with one character, about 146 moves that character I play as, Zach. But it's not everything. I think he has like about 10 to 15 more moves in there as well that wasn't on the list. So the thing about 3D fighters, the move list is huge. So when I was playing Virtual Fighter, playing with Jeffrey, before I started playing every session, I went through the command list to refresh myself of every move that he has. And that's pretty much what I got to do for Dead or Alive. But there's a lot more moves in there that I have to work through with him. Other than that, Street Fighter V, still getting back to playing that. I really got to get some matches in. I'm still seeing the 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 matches total that a lot of people have, and here I am at like 2 something. So I got to pick that up. I mean, I've had the game since launch, but haven't been playing that as much as I should, really. So maybe sometime this week I can put down Cyberpunk and start getting back on that, and all the other fighters that I've got as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mine was not a very, well, I don't know. Did I say I finished? Did I tell you? Yeah, I already finished Spider-Man, right? I already said that. I talked about that. So I finished Miles Morales. So I got back into. So I haven't touched Destiny at all. I didn't touch it last Saturday, and I haven't touched it at all the entire week. I haven't messed around. New season starts Tuesday. I'll probably get back into it then. Yeah. But for now, I'm just like, meh. Although they're getting rid of Crucible tokens, which means you need to turn in at the beginning of the new season on Tuesday they will either remove them from your inventory, or you can cash them all into your, you can turn them all into shacks or whatever.
Use them or lose them.
Basically, yeah.
So to make
Which,
it a change
it's
again.
a thing.
So yeah,
You can. It doesn't always, doesn't always give you something.
But, my history with the Crucible stuff, getting it from shacks, is like I've never really got much of anything out of there. I mean, I keep getting the same thing over and over again when I do get
Well,
get
there's a loot pool for the vendors.
Yeah.
And so you're going to get the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But it's like, spend them now or you'll lose them. And I need to log in at some point between now and Tuesday.
Yeah.
And get rid of, Jesus, do you know how many? I can tell you how many I have.
Crucible tokens?
Yeah.
Which are in the 5 digits?
Easily.
Yeah.
No. I may not be in the 5 digits here.
Your legendary shards is probably well within the 5 digits, though, right? Because you still haven't had much to use it for. Last time we talked about
over 1,000 of those.
Okay.
I'm only over 1,000 of the. Oh, legendary shards.
Legendary
shards.
shards.
No. I was thinking enhancement cores.
Mm-hmm.
No, legendary shard. Well, here, I'm bringing this up here. I'll tell you exactly how much of everything that I have.
Okay.
It's funny, I didn't play Destiny, but here I am talking about Destiny. It's doing a refresh on this stuff. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's go to. Oh God, I can't parse any of this stuff here to figure out what it's showing me. There's the vaults.
Still
there we go.
Yeah.
I have 18,500 shards.
Yeah. Coming from dismantling stuff you don't need.
Right.
Yeah.
And then as far as my Crucible tokens go, let's see what I've got here. I'm looking at it. Crucible, where's my Crucible stuff? Oh, yeah. I've got 2,537. 2,537 Crucible tokens. To turn in at what? Is it 10 at a time or 100 at a time? I think it's 100 at a time. Maybe 10. It may be 10 at a time.
Oh, before you get the perk or whatever?
Well, you turn in 10 and then you get something.
Oh, yeah.
Them.
Okay.
You turn in 10, you get something from them. Turn in 10, you get something from them. So, yeah, that's going to be a lot of... That's going to take a lot of time to do because, it'll fill up on my character and then it's all going to go to my postmaster, which it'll fill up there as well.
Yep.
And so it's going to take a while for me to empty all this. Okay, let's go back and give him another ever how many. Here we go. Do I intend to give him all 2,000? Probably not. I'll do a good bit of them, and then I'll just say, you know what, this is pointless. I'll just let him take my coins. I don't need them. So yeah, I haven't touched Destiny. That was a lot of talk about Destiny for a game I haven't played. I haven't touched Destiny. I played the Medium. I went back into the Medium again.
Okay.
And played some of that. Finally ran into a jump scare.
Okay.
Which, from what I heard, is possibly the only one in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ran into the enemy, which I suppose it may be one or more of the enemies, but I ran into some dark winged demon thing that tries to find you and chase you on the other side, like in the I can't remember the name of it, but not in the real world, but in the other world. The
flip
upside,
side mirror
the upside
world
down, yeah, exactly. In that room, that's it. Finally, it did this whole did a chase sequence thing where he's chasing you, and what I hate about that is that it's because you're in a static camera view, right?
Right.
So it starts with the view is in front of you. In other words, the camera is facing your character.
Facing you, okay.
Yeah. And then you can see the demon behind you chasing you. So you have to pull down on the stick to run towards the camera, right?
Is there stuff in the way?
No, there's nothing in the way.
Okay.
There's nothing in the way. But you got to pull down on the stick in order to run towards
Toward
the
the
camera.
camera. Yeah, you run
then
towards the
camera
camera.
changes to a different view after a certain period of time. I don't know if it's behind you or in the corner or something like that. But suddenly, you've got to switch your switch your position, which I don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, either make it a follow camera that goes with you, or because they do eventually do that. They do switch the camera around to a third-person view from behind. And it follows you as you take turns and that sort of thing. It doesn't make any switches, which is good that it doesn't, because that would be hard to navigate. But to know that they can do that, and I guess it's a style thing to show you, here's this big thing coming to you. It's trying to build up tension, I suppose. That it's getting close, and then it switches from behind where you can't see him behind you, and you just keep going. Anyway, I got through that section, and I figured, is this what it's going to be now? Is this going to be me having to be stealthy through this stuff? I don't feel like doing this, and so I stopped playing it. I might pick it back up again, and we'll see. I don't know. But then I moved on to Yes, Your Grace.
Yes, Your Grace. Okay.
Yeah, which was a game which we've got music from, by the way. In Yes, Your Grace, you play a king who hears, your people come with requests.
Yeah. It's one of those weigh the consequences of your decision type thing.
And you decide if you want to help them out or how you can help them out. You have a certain amount of gold. You have a certain amount of resources. And so you can use that. So somebody will come in and say that, I think the first thing I got was somebody saying, hey, my daughter's getting married, but we don't have enough money to make it a really fancy, nice wedding. Could you please spare us some gold? And I was like, no, go away. He was not happy with that.
Yeah, well, it was one of them games where you have to make up in your mind right then and there. You're not going to satisfy everybody.
Well, see, then the next guy comes in and says, hey, we're going to build a hotel. We're going to build an inn, and all this. Can we have gold for that? And I was like, well, that's good. Yes, sure.
Yeah, what's my cut?
Well, give it to them. It'll drive more people into the kingdom, that sort of thing. It is my thinking. I don't know if the game works this way, but that's my thinking. You play week to week to week. The game starts off... the game starts with a completely I don't want to explain exactly how the game starts off, but it starts off with a little prologue, and then as the game begins proper, it says 1 year earlier, week 1. There's your people. You come in, you start talking to them, whatever. You go to week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. I'm guessing you go through the whole thing. I don't know. I stopped at like week 4, I think. And said, okay, I'll get back to this. So, what else did I play? I played some more of Unravel. And, I started up Dante's Inferno again.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Some of that game doesn't look the way I remember it, as far as like holding, it's the FMV sections look fantastic. The parts of the cinematics where it goes into the thing that he's sewn in on his chest, and it goes into the animation parts, again, fantastic. But some of the cut scenes where it uses the in-game assets, they're a little blocky. They're a little
jarring.
Well, the hand isn't fingers or anything. It's just a block, just a kind of a block.
Hadn't finished loading yet.
That holds the thing. Yeah,
exactly. Hadn't finished loading yet. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit, but whatever. Dante's Inferno was, I don't even know what year that was, but 2009 or 8, maybe even 11. I don't know. It goes back a ways.
I just remember playing it on PS3, just some little spur of the moment purchase for my part. 2010.
2010, yeah. Thar66 says there's not that many sections where you have to be stealthy or the chase parts in the medium. He says it's like 10% of the game. That's good to hear. I don't mind the puzzle solving. The puzzle solving is actually, I've enjoyed it somewhat. I still can't get over the camera. Don't like stationary cameras. I guess with the exception of maybe playing a QuickTime event type game, where you don't have to go explore. The game does everything for you, except for you got to press buttons now and again. I'm fine with that, but in a game where I do have free control to move around, I don't like it when you get a static camera. And I know Resident Evil did static cameras all the time.
Yeah.
But also, I
didn't
play a lot of Resident Evils at all.
Mm-hmm.
First one, the first I played Resident Evil not a whole way through or anything. The first game that I ever played and put time in, as far as the Resident Evil franchise is concerned, was 5. The one that was in, I think, Africa or something.
Yeah. I played it. I played it backwards. The first one I played was Code Veronica. The first Resident Evil game I ever played was Code Veronica, and I just started backtracking. Got 3, then I got 2, and then I had to call Capcom's warehouse to get 1 for the Saturn.
No, I played 5 because James was interested in doing the co-op section of it.
Yeah,
and so we did the entire game co-op. We played the entire Resident Evil 5 game. In co-op.
I still remember that little incident you had with the flash grenade.
I'm sure. I don't remember, but yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, you and James basically wasted all of your ammo on an enemy that was supposed to be taken out with the flash grenade from the get-go. It was the flash grenade was the last item you had to use. And
I don't remember that.
Yeah, last item you used the flash grenade, and it killed the creature. But if you used the flash grenade first, you would have saved all your ammo because it was very vulnerable to a flash grenade. So you had a rough patch after that because you had nothing left.
Yeah, when 6 came out, we tried to do 6, and we weren't into it. Whenever 6 released, we tried to play it. I think co-op, or at least tried to play it.
I think people said 6 was the worst of the bunch.
We got nowhere with it. It was not fun at all. And Duke Frucom's right. The ending of 5 was horrible. Now James and I had fun playing through it co-op, definitely, until we got to the end where we didn't like anything of what we were seeing towards on the end of the game there.
Punching rocks.
You do fight Wesker in a volcano. You do, and you're moving boulders and pushing rocks and all this other stuff.
You're punching rocks.
Yeah, are you? Okay, yeah.
That was the thing. That was almost a meme, almost with Chris having to punching a boulder.
It was horrible.
Yeah,
it was so bad. So yeah. Anyway, Medium did that. Yes, Your Grace and Dante's Inferno, and then this morning I played some more Assassin's Creed because I hadn't gotten into that Valhalla. I played more of that this morning on the PC. Thankfully, the game saves share between console and PC, so I could do that without having to take the disc out of my...
Yeah.
Without having to take Ghost out of my PS5. I can just go over there and play that.
What are you playing Dante's Inferno on?
It says Classic, I think. I played it on the Xbox Series X.
Okay.
It's part of it's part of EA Play.
Okay.
Where you pay how much a month and you get a bunch of EA games you can play.
Okay.
That's included in my subscription to Game Pass Ultimate.
Okay.
Which is why I was able to download it and do it. So yeah, and did that, and then I think that's all that I played that I can think of. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nabokov asked, are you guys excited for the re-release of Mass Effect Trilogy? Is it 4K? Is it actually for PS4, just PS5? No, it is... I don't think it's for the new consoles. You can play it on the new consoles as a backwards type game, but I think it's just PS4 and Xbox One. And so far I really haven't... I've seen some screenshots of here's what it looks like in the trailer compared to what it looks like in the games from the previous times, but I do not think it was made for next-gen systems. I think it can be played on next-gen systems, but I don't think it was... I don't think you're getting any kind of like 4K upgrade, stuff like that. You may be, I don't know. Because remember, the Xbox One or the Xbox One X could do 4K gaming. And the PS4 Pro could get close to 4K. But yeah, I don't think they made it for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. So
yeah, Mass Effect was a series that it's another one of those series that's really, really popular, really well known, but I just could not get into for whatever reason. I mean, it looks like it has a very good mechanic and story and interaction and a probably good action adventure game, but I just couldn't get into it.
Well, I wish that they had. I wish they had gone back and taken the gameplay mechanics of 2 and applied them into 1. I tried to play Mass Effect 1 and I just didn't like it. And then when Mass Effect 2 came out, they had switched up the gameplay mechanics of how it all worked. And I played a ton of 2. I never finished it, but I did play a lot of Mass Effect 2.
Well, this is a compilation of all 3, right?
It is. It's
okay.
1, 2,
maybe
3.
Maybe it's one of those things where they can have a system where which style of shooting or whatever would you like to apply to all these games, 1, 2, or 3, or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that's going to be included.
I am. What does he say? Did you ever watch someone play it? Oh, did you ever watch? Nabokov fan asking you, RJ. Did you ever watch someone play it for the sake of seeing the story?
I mean, I've seen some streams of things like that, a little bit here and there, so I get like the general gist of things. But like I said, when I looked at it, I was just like, man, it's not pulling me in. There's nothing in this that's like hooking me to get into the rest of it. It's just little bits and pieces here and there. And then I followed things in news stories and how bad the release of 3 was, the face models and things like.
You're talking about 3? You're talking about 4? You're talking about Andromeda?
Okay, well, the one that was jacked up when it came
Andromeda
out.
Was jacked up.
Okay, well, that one then, yeah.
Yeah, that was sort of the let's do Mass Effect, but without all the characters you know. We're gonna keep doing Mass Effect, but you're gonna play. It's gonna be completely different. Everything else, but it's still gonna have the Mass Effect name. So if that's the one you're talking about,
so a side story.
Not even side stories. Andromeda. I don't know. I never picked it up.
Okay.
I just know it didn't have any of the characters from the first 3 games. It wanted to. It was sort of, and it may fit into the universe.
Yeah.
But everything else was new and different as far as story wise and everything else. Nothing. I'm sure it made references to the first 3, but you weren't playing. It still wasn't in that same genre. Thar says it's not as bad as his reputation. I've heard that. I've heard that after things got fixed, it wasn't near as bad as people made it out to be. But I don't know. I'm actually more excited about the remake here than I am the Andromeda, playing Andromeda again. I'd like to go through it, kind of like to finish my playthrough of Mass Effect 2. I'd like to finish that.
Yeah.
Although at this point, I'm going to have to play the whole game over again.
Start from scratch. Yep.
I don't know what I'm doing. Even if I were to get a save off my 360 onto the new system, or even plug my 360 back up and pick up where I left off, regardless, I am not going to know how to do a thing in that game. And so I'm going to, it'll be bad. So. Anyway, we're at the bottom of the hour here. Need to take a break. We've got music here from a game called Total Tank Simulator. I don't know. I was looking at my Humble Bundle games, and this is one of them. That's how I got my music for this week's episode. I just went there, and I was like, ooh, here's games I don't have music for yet. And also games that I can claim on my Humble Bundle. So Total Tank Simulator was one of those. This is the main theme for it. It's pretty schlocky, but we'll be back with more of in-game chat and your phone calls. By the way, hang on, we'll be back right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chats. Music from a game called The Ambassador. And this is called, The Ambassador. Is exactly what it's called. Welcome back to the show. We were going to go to the phones, and we were going to talk to. What's my headphones sound weird? They do. I don't know why. They sound strange. They did the last section, and you saw me I had the headphones off for the entire time of the last one. But yeah, I don't know why that is. Okay, that works. I didn't know. I was just like, it just sounds off. Not off as in like something's turned off, but it just doesn't sound. I don't know. It's strange. It could just be me. Whatever. Let's go talk to Chris. Hey, Chris.
What's going on?
Nothing. Just trying to figure out what's going on with my hearing.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Everything sounds tin canish, like I'm in a too much echo. I can hear things. I don't know. It's just not normal. It's not normal what I hear out of these headphones, so it's weird. I don't know.
No telling if it's a headphone or the hardware, huh?
Yeah, it could be either. You know what?
That's first up.
Oh wait, I can't hear him now. Hang on. There we go. Now I can hear you. It was stupid of me to unplug my headphones. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, yeah, it could be hardware. There's no telling. No, you'd have to fiddle with it a while, and then there's no guarantee you could ever find what the issue is. So.
No. I was just going to plug these into a different headphone jack and see if it changed, but not a time to do that when you're on the phone
and broadcasting.
Yeah,
it happens. Who cares anyway? But I've been my buddy Mason. Recently. Few months ago got one of these portable arcade systems that's pretty loaded with all kind of different games, emulators and stuff, and main ROMs and everything, the 2-player setup and everything, and I looked at it, I was kind of curious, I like to have some of those old arcade games I used to play and stuff, and then I started scrolling and looking at one of the companies, and lo and behold, it was the same one he ordered from, and the one that got me was that they had the 4-player Turtles from the Turtles arcade, with all 4 of the Turtles on there. I was like, that's definitely worth that. I've got to get it now. So I ended up getting that and got it in and been fiddling it a little bit. But then I also recently just now today picked up a copy of the new YS or Yeast 9.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my collector's editions are still not having shipped and they're still processing them. So I want to at least jump into the game and at least start playing it, by the time who knows when they may arrive or not. So I may think about just leaving those 2 sealed and just play this one that I bought today and just have fun with it. So I'm about to jump in it in a little bit and start playing it some. From what I've read and heard everything, it's going to be pretty good, but I've always loved that series from that game series.
Mm-hmm. You going to double dip into that one?
Yep.
Yeah.
I already double dipped. I got 2 of the collector's editions, one for PlayStation and one for the Switch whenever it comes out. And then I bought, the standard edition for PlayStation to just install it just a few minutes ago. So
okay, yeah,
yeah, triple dip.
That's typically how it does. One to keep, one to play for collectability.
Yeah,
you might mess around having another one of them Radiant Silvergun prices.
I just can't do that with video games.
I
just can't do that with video games unless I get one
double dip.
No. I
You about to say you double dip? You triple dip before.
I can't like have the game and not open it. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, that's the point of collectability, not opening it.
Yeah, I know, and I can't do that. I mean, I can't buy 2 copies of a game and leave one unopened.
Mm-hmm.
I can also not buy 2 copies of a game for the same system without there being some sort of a difference. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I bought a physical copy of a game, and then I bought the digital version of that game.
Yeah,
with a difference. But I've never bought a physical. Yeah, take that back. I'll give
Uncharted?
I'll give it new Uncharted. Odd thing about Uncharted, I don't think I've ever actually bought an Uncharted game. I've been given the Uncharted games.
Mm-hmm.
I was given Uncharted 1 was sent to me by Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Uncharted 2 was... so I did buy Uncharted 2, but then I got sent a bunch of autographed copies.
Which was the one with the knife?
Uncharted 2.
2, okay.
And so I got a copy of that.
Okay.
That was autographed.
Mm-hmm.
Uncharted 3, I got a copy autographed.
Mm-hmm.
Uncharted 4, I got a copy autographed. Last of Us, I got a copy autographed. Last of Us 2, I bought my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even reach out to them for a autographed copy or anything like that. I kind of wanted to, but I was like, yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I think we're good here. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Now, where was I? I was going with something, but as far as double dipping,
double or triple dipping. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you another guess on the game that I have bought a copy of and left it completely alone, and then bought another copy of the game.
Was it one of the Batman games?
No.
Not one of your favorites, though, huh?
No.
No. One of your favorites.
Destiny. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The very
1
first,
and 2.
The very first Destiny.
Very first Destiny. Okay.
I bought the Ghost Edition, which came in this gigantic box. Still got it in the house.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I had bought one of those too and traded in for something else down the road.
Yeah, it was a giant box, and inside was a ghost and all this other stuff that you had in there. But I bought it early off of Amazon, and it never came back in stock. I thought, this thing has still not come back in stock. And so I thought, well, I guess I'll just hang on to this. And when the game released, it had still not come back in stock, and I never saw it come back in stock on Amazon or anywhere else.
Yeah, you got a collectible.
I went and bought another copy of the game so that I wouldn't have to open that one.
Yeah, you got a collectible now. Yeah,
that is the only thing, as far as I can think of, with video games are concerned, that's the only time I've ever done that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done it with anything else that I can think of.
When you go home tonight, you'll see something that'll remind you, I did buy that.
I just can't think of anything.
Mm-hmm.
I opened a lot of copies to have things autographed and stuff. If I could have an unopened autographed copy that doesn't exist, because then they're writing on the cellophane. The cellophane doesn't hold, ink very well. Put it that way. So,
Isn't there specialized markers for that?
There could be.
Yeah.
I never had them on hand whenever I was trying to get these autographs.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you got to search for those things anyway.
But there very well could be those. But anyway, as far as I know, I've never double dipped in that regard. Bought something, kept it unopened, and then bought this very same thing, or two copies, and opened one, kept one safe. That's as far as video games are concerned. There's other things that I've done that with.
Comics.
Oh, comic books for sure.
Comics are definitely, because I've done that as well.
Oh, comic books definitely for sure.
2 or 3 copies of something, the first issue of something. Yeah, you're getting the backing board, the bag, and all that stuff. Selling that thing as best you can.
Yeah. I can't think of.
I'm trying to think what recently I've done that with. Sonic Mania, I definitely did that with. The one with the Genesis and stand and Sonic on there. I bought that one. And then I bought the
You bought 2 copies of the game?
Well, I got Sonic Mania to play, and then I got the copy of the one with the Genesis stand to keep. Right?
But you never opened it?
No, open that one. Ikaruga is the one I've kept sealed on that one, because Ikaruga I've got sealed with the all the knickknacks in there. River City Girls. I've got that one. Sealed up. Usually I got this stuff from limited run games. Streets of Rage 4. Didn't open that one, but I got the digital version for PlayStation. There's something else was I want to say Panzer Dragoon remake. I've got a limited run doing on that one, but I do remember buying the digital version for PS4 as well. So yeah, there's plenty of limited run and things like that I've gotten special.
No,
things
that's not a lot.
Things I wanted to get, but I never got, like the Bayonetta limited edition. I really wanted to get. That was the one in Australia that they banned for some reason. Couldn't get that one. And of course, Ghost of Tsushima, the limited edition run of that, but I never got the pre-order in time, so I never got that one.
Oh man,
it never came in.
Yeah, I didn't. I now I'm going through my head trying to think of any other thing that I've done something like that with. And
if you didn't do it for Destiny, Batman, or Uncharted, or anything like that, I'm thinking
comic books. Yes, comic books was a good one.
Fine.
I'm glad you picked up on that, because I wouldn't have even gone back to my comic book days. But there are some issues, specifically number ones.
Yep.
or either final editions or first editions.
Some event that happened, like
right.
I think I've still got the issue where of Superman where they changed his costume. They made that lightning base, that blue and white lightning base.
Oh, really?
The first intro of that. I bought 2 copies of that.
Now, Death of Superman, I do have a copy that's still sealed, never opened from when you could buy that in the store. And then I bought a second copy of that. That's an easier one to go with.
Yeah.
And at the time, we all thought it was a really big deal. And of course, multiple years later, it's like, oh, that didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
As it never does in comic books. But comic books, the only thing I can think of. Not movies. I know you might think with movies I might, like with steelbooks and stuff like that. No, I have double dipped because of either there's been a 4K reissue of the thing, or there's been Mondo has released a steelbook for a film that I've already got before.
Yeah, I've been looking at Mondo. Speaking of Mondo, I was thinking of looking into those vinyls that they got for soundtracks of games that they.
Oh, they've got
do.
a ton.
They got
man.
a ton of them like that.
They've got a ton.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like one of their vinyls, Fight Club, I bought and I never opened. Mm-hmm. But I didn't buy a second version of it to open up. Mm-hmm. Because on that one, if you look up the Mondo version of Fight Club's soundtrack, you have to basically tear it open to get to it.
Yeah.
What do they? It says something on there, destroy something beautiful, which it says on the actual slipcover. And so you actually have to rip the thing open in order to get to it. Chris is still on the line. I'm sorry, Chris.
No, I've enjoyed it too. Keep going.
Yeah. Destroy something. Well, great. Now I don't want to.
I know, right? I didn't want to.
Now I'm going to have double dip.
Well, it's one of those things, like I've got it on vinyl, but I can easily get that soundtrack anytime I need it. Mm-hmm. Stream it, whatever. I can get that soundtrack. Yeah. No problem. So I'm okay with that, and then kind of keeping it sealed. Although apparently you can buy as many copies of that album as you want. It's not something that has been sold out or something like that.
Yeah,
so you can buy that thing. It's not really a problem, but it was interesting to hang on to.
Yeah, it's just the thing, just the image and the aesthetic of it, because, I don't have a record player. I mean, I could get one. It's easy to go out and get one, but soundtracks are available on YouTube and download on some other streaming service of audio, whatever. It's not like you need the thing to hear the soundtrack, really.
But it's
just for collectability, really.
It's really it is nice to
it's
hear
just
it
nice
when
to
you
have.
sit that down, put the needle on and listen to it. It's really kind of nice. Mm-hmm. But because I've done that with, this goes years and years and years ago. Mm-hmm. And it was just nice to say, I can't remember what I listened to.
Soundtrack? What genre?
Oh, it was a soundtrack. Oh, of course.
From
it was
movie?
a soundtrack.
Movie soundtrack?
No, I think it was True Detective. Mm-hmm. The album version of that. What else did I pick up? I think I picked up Transformers the movie soundtrack. And by the way, it was not the song soundtrack, it was the score for Transformers the movie. And that's the animated one, not the Michael Bay versions.
Yeah.
Man, there was something else too that I picked up and I did a listen to, and I can't. And this goes back years ago, and I can't remember. I can't remember what else it was. But anyway, regardless, I've been in the collector position before, but I don't do a lot of the buy doubles of this to keep one, untainted.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah,
I usually just can't do that. I especially can't do it when it comes with a statue or something that you can kind of put around the house.
Yeah.
That you can open up and sit out and have it just be something on your shelf type of thing, rather than put the box of it up on your shelf, which is ridiculous because the boxes these come in are huge, and would be stupid to be sitting on a shelf, just the box. Like I finally took out my Horizon.
No, that's what is done normally.
I know. No.
It's just not for you.
Took out the Horizon Zero Dawn figure that came with that one from ever how many years ago. Mm-hmm. Alloy, I think is her name.
Alloy, what?
Alloy.
Yeah.
That's still sitting in a bunch of plastic wrap or whatever. But I finally took it out of the box so that I could get rid of the box. I did a huge cleaning of the house last year, and so that was one of the things to go. Where's my Last Guardian statue? I gotta find that.
No, but I think especially with anime statues, things like that, it's more collectible if it's still kept in the box.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I've never really gone back and looked at what is this price worth now. I have looked up the Uncharted 2 thing that is autographed because they gave away, I think that was limited to like 16 or something. It may even been single digits.
Goodness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Amy had hers and she gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, which was a wonderful, wonderful gesture for her to do.
Exceptional gesture.
Yeah, and she said, I better never see this on eBay. I was like, I'm not putting this thing on eBay.
Yeah, you better not.
I'm not putting it on eBay. Especially when it came from her directly. I was like, no. And I have no idea what it's worth. I think it's close to $1,000. The last time I looked.
Not that it matters.
Yeah, I think it's close to $1,000.
Because it ain't going nowhere.
No, it's not. So, yeah. Anyway, Chris, thanks for calling and directing the conversation here. I'm sorry
one of the games I got that I bought too actually is like some the TurboGrafx CD attachment way back that came with that system that you could get for it. Some of the CD role-playing games you could get back in the day. One of them that was done by Working Designs, which is no longer around. You probably heard of, RJ could probably tell you about some of those. Yeah. But there was a Cosmic Fantasy 2, and I found one brand new in the box. And, of course, those, they came in a jewel case, and then they came in a paper box that was the size of a DVD case. So, finding the original paper box is rare for these suckers.
Yeah,
and I found two of them back to back almost, brand new for about $60 or $70, and I'm thinking, I can't believe this. I don't care if it's brand new. I want to buy it, and then saw another one for about the same price, like $2 or $3 difference. Bought it. I opened up the one that looked the worst and kept the one that was, perfect shape, form factor, sealed. So, I'll get the both of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that kind of price, when things are going. Some of those are $200 or $300 a piece for some of those. For like the YS3, those are like $300 or $350 or more for one that's in that shape. It's open.
Yeah.
So just sometimes I'm like, I can't pass this up. This is quite a deal. I gotta get it.
Yeah. You said it was a paper box. It was still in good condition.
Yeah, it's kind of like the ones that came like the Nintendo and Super Nintendo ones. That type of paper box. But yeah, those. You find anything like that, those old systems like that comes in a paper box like that,
It's still in good condition. Yeah, I can see the collectability in that then.
Yeah. At least I've very much found everything I wanted for that system, and I'm done with it unless, something pops up off the radar, which, oh well, it kind of happens from time to time, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think with Working Designs, the only real experience I got was when I got Magic Knight Ray Earth on the Saturn. Mm-hmm. When they were trying to... when everybody was trying to be the last Saturn game, and then the last Dreamcast game later on. Mm-hmm. So everybody was like trying to have that title. So that's why that's what extended the life of the Dreamcast, was like everyone was trying to be the last Dreamcast game, and then people just kept titles out of nowhere off a homebrewed.
I think a couple of years ago, one release that was for the Dreamcast. And that's going. I say a couple of years ago. Regardless, it could have been 10 years ago. It was still. Years and years, 10 years after the Dreamcast, or more after the Dreamcast. I
think it was a vert shooter or a horizontal shooter, something like that. Yeah.
But I do remember that.
But it wasn't about the game. It was about that title, that title, last Dreamcast game made. That was what it was all about, really. But yeah.
Well, Chris, we got to run, man. Thanks for calling.
All right, y'all have a good afternoon.
You too.
Take care now,
buddy.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't mean to just,
hey, we got on a run.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to do that.
I know.
But I appreciate the call. If you want to get in, you just need to dial the number 334-272-9228 is the number. We're going to be going to a break here, so there's not much time to really talk too much about anything going on. I'm looking here at some of the news to see what we've got going on. Apex Legends will come out on Nintendo Switch on March 9th with full feature parity. So that's a quick hit. Mm-hmm. And what else do we have? Why did I add that board game thing in there? I have no idea. Total War Warhammer 3 is announced. That's for later this year. Somebody had asked in the chat room if we had talked about the Knights of the Old Republic game. We have not, in the past, I think we have brought up KOTOR on the original one, and I know that they're doing is it a new game or a remake? We had that in the news, I think, last week about the studio that's working on the new one. I don't think we brought it up on the air, but I had that in my notes, my show notes. And I have to go back and look at that. I never played Knights of the Old Republic. Heard wonderful things about it, but I never actually played it. Never played Knights of the Old Republic 2 either. The only Star Wars game I played that felt RPG-ish, I suppose, was The Old Republic. Mm-hmm. Star Wars The Old Republic, which was that, whatever, MMO type thing. I played some of that. But I played a good bit of that, actually. But I never did the other one. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it's a brand new one, actually. I went back and I looked at the show notes here. A non-EA studio is reportedly developing a new Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game. A new installment of the RPG is in development. It's not with EA, and we'll never guess what studio is taking on the project. It's not with EA. We'll never guess. I don't know if the Bounty Hunter game is with them or if it's with Ubisoft. But yeah, EA is working on stuff, and there's another unannounced game at EA, which I have no idea what it is. I don't think it's Battlefront 3. Yeah, so don't know who it is that's going to be doing that remake. Or it's not a remake, it's a brand new game. So find out as we get more information about that. Did I just close out my recent news? I sure did. Instead of the other one, I closed out this week's instead of last week's. Well, regardless, we're at the top of the hour here, so we're going to take a break. When we come back, I will do some rundown of the news because there is some news to talk about with the fact of Stadia, Google Stadia.
Yep,
we're going to talk about that. Although, I'll bring all that up when we come back. We're going to go to a break here. We've got music here from Warhammer Chaos Bane, Nurgle the Defiant or something. I can't remember, but that's the name of the track. Nurgle. I just like the name. We'll be back with more in-game chat right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from Yes, Your Grace.
I was about to say Renaissance Fair or something like that.
Yeah, it's totally Yes, Your Grace. That's what it is. So, I need to get back into that and play it some more. It's one of those games where it's going to just take you a good while to kind of play through, but you know, they're very, very adamant that you just play the game. You know, they tell you not to worry about. They're like, you know, keep it on your resources, keep it on your money, but just play it this way. There is no. They kind of want to tell you there is no. When you play the game, there's no say yes to this person, say no to that person, say yes to this person, say no to that person. Give them, if you say yes to them, give them this much or do this. There's no right way to play it. or wrong way to play it. Put it that way. There's no wrong way to play the game. You just play it. Kind of like, I guess, was it Papers, Please? Mm-hmm. Was one like that where you just play it, and then you keep just.
You play, you get the information, make a decision, and go on to the next day.
Yep, exactly.
And whatever consequences you face, you'll hear about them later.
I think there is an end to the game, though, because obviously the game opens sort of, I guess maybe at the end of something and says, one year earlier.
1 year earlier. So was it 52 sessions or whatever?
Yeah,
52 weeks. So
which you can get through the weeks real quick. You don't necessarily have to. There are some times where you got to go talk to your family. You got to talk to the queen. You got to talk to your kids because there's some rift between them. Plus, there were some people that came in. Play it and you'll find out. And
So I'm already thinking of situations where the decision you made in week 2 has an effect later on down the line when you're visiting someone or talking to someone. Because you didn't do this happens. Or because you did do this happened.
Mm-hmm. There was, I think in the week 1 or maybe it was week 2, there was a guy that came and said, my son is missing. We think he's over here. If somebody could go and check that place. And so you send your general over to do that. And it says, we'll take approximately 2 weeks. Well, the next week I get somebody else coming, I need help like this, and I don't have a general to offer him because my guy is out trying to find this kid. So, it's one of those things you have to just keep in mind when you play. And that's basically it. That's pretty much all there is to it. Sometimes I like that. Sometimes I like sort of...
simplicity.
It's simplicity to it, but this is it. See how it goes. You know?
What happens if I do this?
Right, yeah. Anyway, moving on to some of the news that we got this week. Google Stadia has not shut down... Well, essentially they have. They shut down their internal studios. Mm-hmm. But you got to understand, this is Google. You should have seen it coming when they announced the release of the thing. Mm-hmm. This is Google. There is... And I'm gonna Google it, but it's called the Google Graveyard.
Yeah, Google's not. From what I gathered, Google doesn't have any shame or don't have any. They're not shy about pulling the trigger on something if it's not going to work for them. They'll shut it down in a minute, won't they? The way you described it.
They'll shut it down for whatever reason. It might be successful, and they'll still shut it down.
Yeah.
Okay, killedbygoogle.com is what it is.
Okay.
It's called killedbygoogle.com.
Like that name. Very descriptive. No subtlety in this one. Yeah.
No, there's not. Let's see. This goes to the Google Chrome apps, Exposition, Google Hangouts they killed. What else they have? There's a lot of stuff you probably didn't hear about, like Loon, Tour Creator, Poly, Google Cloud Print, Google Home Max, Science Journal, Trusted Contacts, these are things. There's Nest Secure, Google Play Music is dead. What else do they have? I'm trying to look at anything else that I can remember. Google Fabric, I don't know what that is. Google Neighborly, Google Station, Google Fiber TV. Looking for other things. There's a lot to look through because Google has killed a lot of things. And some of these things are fine that they're dead. That's perfectly fine. They killed YouTube for Nintendo 3DS, probably more because the 3DS was going out. But Google Trips, they killed that. YouTube Gaming died in 2019.
Oh, a mobile app development tool. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what Fabric was. Okay.
Inbox by Gmail was killed in 2019. Google Plus was killed in 2019. That was their response to Facebook and stuff like that, I think. It was trying to be a social network, and it just didn't work out. I know another one that I haven't gotten to on this thing, but Google Reader, which was my thing that I used to aggregate news and stuff like that throughout the week. I remember when they killed that, and I hated that. Mm-hmm. God, there's a lot. This is why I'm looking at this right now. Google Glass, by the way, the eyeglass thing, dead. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at this here, and it's no surprise. Anybody who looks at this should see that it's no surprise that they were going to kill Stadia. It was only a matter of time before they would get around to it. I think Stadia, I liked the idea of what Stadia was, and I know I'm talking about it like it's dead, but for the most part, it pretty much is. Let's see. The company is announcing the news today. Let's see. Is getting out of the game-making business and will now offer its platform directly to game publishers alongside offering Stadia Pro to the public. One games industry source said that Google was canceling multiple projects, basically any games slated for release beyond a specific 2021 window, though they believe games close to release would still come out. And now today brings some clarification. Google will close its 2 game studios in Montreal and Los Angeles. Neither of those studios had released any games yet. Mm-hmm. That closure will impact around 150 developers. The company says it will try to find those developers new roles at Google. Jade Raymond was one of those. She was a veteran producer with Assassin's Creed, the very first one. For Ubisoft, she moved on to EA, and then she was working at Stadia, and that's blah. Google will continue to operate the Stadia gaming service and its $10 monthly Stadia Pro service. It's unclear how many, if any, exclusive games will still come to the service, though the company has indicated that it can still sign new games and will bring more third-party releases to the platform. It's not necessarily dead, but it's like it's been taken off life support. And so now, they've unplugged it, and now they're just waiting for it to die.
Coast to the end.
Yeah. God, a Founders Edition bundle for Stadia was $129. $130 for Stadia. Man. No, it was, I liked what it did. When I was able to do the beta, I was fascinated by it. Yeah. That here I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey through a browser, essentially. And the link up was fine, and in fact, that's how I got the free copy of the game, was because I was beta testing that thing. But the link up was fine. There was no, a delay, or I don't want to say delay, but there wasn't any kind of lag. Mm-hmm. It really, really worked well, and you could play it on your phone, you could play it on your computer, you could play it, on your TV. Anything that had a browser, you could go and play the video game with, as long as you had, controls that were hooked up to it that you could use.
Right.
And I really, really enjoyed it. And I was getting, you couldn't go into settings and adjust graphics quality because it was streaming.
Yeah.
So, I guess it looked okay. I don't know. It's hard to tell when I'm on a 1440 monitor in the computer room and I'm on a 4K set OLED screen, 65 inches up in the bedroom, which is where I play most of the other stuff. So hard for me to really tell. There was sometimes you could get a little bit of a downgrade in the quality of the streaming and stuff. A little bit, it kind of showed the pixelation and stuff like that every now and again. But for the most part, man, it was perfectly fine. I want to say I even played Destiny on it as well, because there was a friend pass thing with the Stadia, and one of the guys on that I played Destiny with. Random Man X's name, Vince. He had a Friends Pass or whatever, and he gave it to me. So we went there and played some Destiny together through Stadia. It was interesting. I didn't like it as much as I liked Assassin's Creed. I think because of the shooting and everything else and trying to be fast with stuff, the controls weren't intuitive. It was different controls than what I was used to with Steam or whatever. But still, I liked the idea that you could play the game basically anywhere. I like that idea. So, but now it's dead. I say it's dead. They're still supporting it, but it might as well be dead. Yeah. It's only a matter of time.
Google won't be supporting it for long, though.
Look, like I said, it's Google. KilledByGoogle.com if you want to see everything. And I'm sure there are other companies that have had plenty of different things that they have killed off in the span of the company's lifetime. Microsoft has probably got a ton of things. Google, however, it seems to not matter whether it's successful or not. They decide how they're going to do their stuff, Google Reader, I didn't understand why that was such a thing they needed to get rid of. Google Hangouts, why? What is this taxing? How is this taxing you? You know what I'm saying? How is this a thing that, we need to get rid of that because what's it doing wrong? How is it a problem? I don't know. Just, Google giveth and Google taketh away is basically how it all works. So, oh, you know what? I had a whole news story here about what we knew about Mass Effect Remastered. Nabokov fan was asking me about, is it going to be available on the other systems? And I have this whole thing here. Boy, I wish they had kind of broken it up instead of just making it one big article where I got to figure out what's everything. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm going to try and look and skim through this real quick. The biggest and most notable changes in Legendary Edition are like this: visual and cosmetic. Don't expect to play through the beloved sci-fi series and find anything new in terms of previously cut content or tweaked storylines, which means that, yes, that controversial ending is still in there. Even so, I was struck while reviewing comparison shots of the older game versus the spruced-up versions, which will be playable in 4K HDR. Let's see. During the preview event, BioWare compared the Mass Effect remaster to restoring a car. While all the games have been touched up, it's clear that the first entry in the series was the heaviest lift. The goal was to bring the original Mass Effect more in line with the success of its sequels. To achieve that, BioWare had its artists play through the levels multiple times, pen in hand, so the developer could see which specific assets they could target for maximum impact. Every level basically got a paint over. The changes are immediately evident. In some scenes, you can see some characters' their pores on their skin. Skin tones are more varied and flush, with depth better approximating the faces of actual human beings. Look at this. In general, squad mates and their uniforms have been upgraded to make them seem more real. Eyes sparkle, leather looks supple. That's interesting to see. That's one of these. Drag it over to see the new. Oh, that is. Wait. Oh, that is very nice. That is very nice. Oh, yeah, that looks nice. It's got one of those things where you can slide the bar back and forth to see the different way it looks. I'll post a link in our chat room so you can kind of go and look at that and have fun scrolling the image back and forth. Let's see. There's a lot of friction in Mass Effect 1. Some upgrades, the loading times. The loading times are much faster now, and the Mako has better controls for things like speed boosting. The environment has better depth of field and some bloom, for good measure. The PC version of Mass Effect now supports controllers, and the key bindings have been updated. The HUD has been given a facelift to look more modern, though the team said it's still a work in progress. Mass Effect Legendary Edition will be out May 14th for PlayStation 4, Windows PC, and Xbox One. It will be playable on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X via backward compatibility. The remaster will include all story downloadable content as well as armor and characters. So there. That's where I knew that. I remember I'd read something about, like, it's not going to be for next-gen systems, but you can play it on next-gen. So, good to know on that. I might get into that. I don't know. I might get into that. It's interesting because I'm going back and I'm playing Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
If they had a Dante's Inferno remastered, I would probably be playing that instead. Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm at the gluttony part right now.
Okay.
I got through Limbo, and then I got through Lust, and now I'm in gluttony.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Again, this goes back to that whole...
Do you remember those incidents in Dante's life?
They're coming back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming back to me, all this stuff. All this stuff is all coming back to me, and yeah, I look at it now, and by the way, I do remember when I originally played through the game, I went the holy route, so I would absolve everyone. Yeah. Everybody that I just absolve. And but now I'm going through and I'm punishing everybody. Going the unholy route, I guess you could say. Although I think I'll fill that up before I'm even halfway through the game. And then I'll start filling up the other side. I don't know. Do you remember? Could you do both sides as you went through?
I don't recall condemning many, if any, souls on my way through. I was mostly absolving a lot of folks on my way through.
Yeah, I did the same thing on my first playthrough. I went I went what I considered to be the good path, you know. Only realizing at the end that there is no good or bad path. You just pick whichever one you want. You're going to get the same ending that anybody else is going to get. Yeah. So it doesn't matter which way you go. You just have access to different abilities.
Yeah, but I was about to say there's a reason for absolving and punishing. There were different abilities you can get from absolving and punishing people.
But I remember, because like Infamous, where I did the good path on Infamous,
Yeah.
I remembered either going back through it or playing something else where I went the evil path, the bad path.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed that so much more.
Yeah.
And here's the reason why. Not because I'm, just evil, but because I didn't care about what was happening,
Mm-hmm.
When you played good in Infamous specifically,
Yeah.
collateral damage was a thing.
Yeah.
So if
keep your shots clean and clear because you don't want to hit no innocent bystanders
because
it
you
messes
hit
with
people.
your thing. Yeah.
Exactly. But when you're evil, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it gives you more freedom.
Yeah, it gives you a whole lot more freedom.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that I found is that going the evil route in some of these games is a whole lot more enjoyable. I'm not worried about things as much. I remember playing even Knights of the Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO, when I started playing on the Empire side.
Right.
Or not the... Yeah, it was the Empire side. It was so much more fun. It really was. It was so much more fun to play on that.
I mean, I've seen folks play it. I get it. I get the allure of things like that. You don't have to think about much. You just have to go. You got a goal, go do it. Nothing to stand really much in your way.
Navago says the good path just makes you work harder for no gain. Yeah. Mm-hmm. For the most part. Now, if they have an ending, and I don't know if they did. I don't know if Infamous came with 2 endings, depending on which path you took. I don't remember.
I don't know. I only played it once, so I had that. It was one and done for me.
I only played it once again, but I want to say that I picked up. I did either New Game Plus or something with Second Son. Infamous Second Son, the one that launched with the PS4.
Yeah.
I feel like I may have gone back and was like, oh, this is so much better when I don't have to worry about all these other people. I can just go nuts and it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of enjoying... but see, in Dante's Inferno, you actually have to initiate the choice.
Yeah.
In other words... There are a few people you come along that give you a big boost in whichever way you go with it. Mm-hmm. But enemies, you have the ability to grab them and then decide what you want to do. Mm-hmm. But it's your choice to do that. You have to grab them first, then you can make the choice. Mm-hmm. If you don't, you just kill them and you don't get anything for either side, depending on what you do. So I've been going through a lot, basically racking up as much as I can early on.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking pretty soon I'll be fully topped out on the bad side, and then maybe I can start doing the good. I don't know if the good reduces your bad. The more good you do, it brings down the bad stuff. I don't think so, because once you unlock those powers, you've got those abilities.
Yeah, you've got them. Yeah.
So I think you can do both. So I don't know, something I'll look at, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's really a quick little playthrough. I say it's quick. I mean, I'm only in the gluttony part. I don't know how much further I've got to go on it. I think a good ways, but it's moving fast. It's a hack and slash. Mm-hmm. And I forgot how much of a hack and slash it actually is. I also forgot it's got static cameras as well, by the way, but it's done so much better. So as I was playing it, I was like, this is just God of War with a Dante's Inferno skin. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. From lifting, from opening up the treasure chest, or having the pools of health, or the pools of magic, or the pools of souls that you can break open and stuff. I was like, this is nothing. This is just a god. And I remember running across something. The camera was following as it was trying to open up this new area and stuff. And I was getting God of War vibes the entire time. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Nabokov says, if you could pick one game to be brought back any time frame into 4K HDR, deeper blacks, better contrast, which would you choose? For me, I would really like to see DAO. Is that Dead or Alive Origins? It was DAO. Or Marvel versus Capcom 2. I'm going to say DAO is Dead or Alive Origins. But I don't know. Dragon Age
Origins.
I don't know why I said Dragon Age. Or why I said Dead or Alive. Yeah, Dragon Age Origins.
Because of games we played?
No, if we're bringing back a game, 4K HDR, deeper blacks, better contrast, which would you choose? That is a really good question. Honestly, I want to go with something that is going to be really colorful or I'm not sure what it would be. Maybe Infamous, thinking about it. Although we did get Second Son, and we got a lot of nice little colors there. But, it's something like a Mario game or a Sonic game should look really, really good in like a 4K HDR type thing.
That was a good one. Thor says Panzer Dragoon Saga.
Never played.
Yeah.
Never played it.
RPG, a lot of nice scenery, flying scenes, interesting designs of creatures and aircraft, things like that. So yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, what was the one? Was it Heaven's? No. The Heaven's Lair? No. Lair was the dragon fighting game. Heavenly Sword.
Yeah.
That was a launch title for the PS3.
Yeah.
Heavenly Sword, I really liked.
Another God of War's title.
That was Team Ninja.
Yeah.
That was Team Ninja that did that, and it was really I really enjoyed that game. Yeah, Heavenly Sword was fantastic. I wouldn't mind. It may seem a little bit early, but I wouldn't mind a Assassin's Creed 2. Like I would take Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations in a whole pack, completely redone, top to bottom, 4K all the way, and play through that series again. Would be really nice. So yeah, there's a lot that could be brought back for that. Now, if you're gonna see what you should do is like pick a time frame. Don't give me any time frame. Be like, well, go back to your NES days. Which one would you want to see to have a complete thing? Or go back to your SNES days. What would you like to see there? Or something from the Genesis or something from N64, whatever. Pick something there, and I can give me more focus on it. Obviously, Myst is something I would like to see. Any of the Myst games done in a 4K version with HDR and stuff would be nice. So. We are at the bottom of this hour. We need to take another break. When we come back, we will talk about, that Steam Game Festival is going on, which, by the way, it ends on the 9th. But we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about Valve again because they got fined a pretty big amount of money, but for them, probably nothing. Gearbox got bought. And MLB The Show, by the way, coming out soon. That's all coming up. We'll talk about that. We're going to go into music here from a game called Ancestors. Was it called the Humankind Experience? Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey or something? I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I got that in my little Humble Bundle stuff. This is called Night. It's just night, because things take place in the day, things take place at night. This one's the night music that you hear. We'll be back with more in-game chat right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from Tales of the Neon Sea. A police siren in there? Maybe not. hearing something.
Yeah.
Way in the background. Anyway, good song. That's another game I got off of the Humble Bundle stuff. So they were throwing out more choices about things, and I like the Super Metroid part. Any of the Metroid games that they could redo on that one. I was hoping they would redo the GameCube games for the Switch.
Yeah.
You know, do a whole Metroid Prime trilogy remake thing, and they've been talking about that for a while. They never did anything with it.
Yeah. Which one had the most notable game over screen?
Notable game.
Yeah, it was
over
one. It was
screen?
one of the one with someone from Metroid. One of the Metroid Primes
Really?
had a really standout game over screen. The one that made you feel really bad
I don't
that
remember.
you got it. Yeah.
I know Tomb Raider that you mentioned, the one you picked up. They had a lot of the game over screens for Tomb Raider were horrible because of the things that would happen to her to initiate a game over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially during some of those QuickTime events.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. It was brutal.
Yeah, if I can remember, if I'm remembering right, I think it was a slow process where you were just witnessing the suit failing, and you saw her heart stop, and it just said critical failure or something like that, and then the flatline sound would get there, and it would just like stick with you.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was one of those Metroid games though.
Wind Waker, I would like to see done in a 4K version, HDR Wind Waker. Even if you want to touch it up to get it off of some of that cell shading look, which I know really defines what Wind Waker is that whole look of it.
Yeah.
But if you could enhance that in some way, try and keep it as familiar as possible, but enhance it and really make those colors pop. Oh God. On an OLED screen with a 4K HDR with not Breath of the Wild, but Wind Waker. Just beautiful. We got word. And honestly, I remember talking about this probably last year sometime. Was that MLB The Show, the next one, would be available on Xbox.
Yeah.
Because there was something that was going on, and they could either relinquish the rights, or they needed to make it available for other systems and stuff.
Yeah.
And Sony was like, "Oh, we'll just make it available for Xbox."
Yeah.
Which is weird because there's a PlayStation Studio thing on an Xbox box for the show. It's just very, very strange to see, but yeah. So we get that coming up in April, I believe, is when it's going to be out. April 20th.
Yep.
April 20th is when Sony will release an Xbox game with a PlayStation logo on the cover. And it'll be the first time that the Xbox, in I don't know how many years, has had a baseball game that is officially licensed, you know? As far as I know, am I right on that?
I don't recall any other baseball game on Xbox. I don't recall any.
I mean, they've got some baseball games, but it's all
Officially licensed. so,
Yeah. That's going to be strange. I say that, but I know that Minecraft is a Microsoft game, and that's on PlayStation and Nintendo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's not too strange to think about, but maybe with Sony it kind of is.
No, when Virtua Fighter showed up on Sony, that was like a Sega exclusive for the longest time. And then when Sega stopped making consoles, it showed up on there. That was odd seeing it for the first time, but eventually we got over it.
Yeah, I'm throwing up some other things here. Okay, so Steam has their Game Festival February edition. That kicked off, when was it? Wednesday, and it ends on February the 9th. You'll be able to explore over 500 free game demos, watch developer live streams, and chat with developers about the games they are making. Some of the demos include Undying, Unbound. What else do we have? Ashwalkers, Windjammers 2.
Nice.
Yep, that's one of the ones you can download.
That game always gets a lot of I remember in the tournament scene, that game always got a lot of pub and press in there, man. We had a good time playing that. In between sessions of fighting games, we get Windjammers out and start playing that.
Galgun returns. What else is there? Squadron 51, Lacuna, High Risers. I mean, there's just a ton that are in there. There's one that is a winemaking simulator.
Unique.
Very. Like, you actually have to, plow the land.
Plow the land, get your grapes, gather
Plant
the
the
juice.
grapes, yeah,
How
you
long
gotta
you
do all
want?
that
How long you
stuff.
want? How long you want it to age?
Yeah.
What type of barrels you going to put it in?
I can't remember what it's called. 100 Days is what it's called. It's called 100 Days.
Mm-hmm.
In 100 days, you will have complete control of a new winery. You will have to choose which vines to grow and how to grow them and when to harvest as well. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things to simulate, I guess, winemaking. Oh, you know what else I picked up with the Humble Bundle? And I haven't played it yet, but it's PC Building Simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah, you build a PC.
Yeah, build a PC.
Well, on your PC.
That was in the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
Yeah, for purchase as well.
Well, basically, I think they come to you. I don't know. There's different scenarios. I have this much. Please build me a PC that does this or something like that. I have no clue how the game works.
Didn't they have licensed parts? I'm trying to remember.
I want to say they put in some licensed parts.
They put some licensed parts in there to pick from. Yeah.
Gearbox Studios was purchased over the week. They have been bought by Embracer Group, the same Swedish company that owns THQ Nordic. The acquisition makes Gearbox the company's 7th video game holding, alongside other companies like Decca and Saber Interactive. The purchase includes plans to expand Gearbox operations, adding new studios and staff to create new brands, and go looking for more properties to buy. Randy Pitchford, who will stay on as boss of the company, issued a statement opening with mention of Embracer CEO, which reads, "He's got a vision of Embracer as an allied partner group committed to fueling and accelerating the ambitions." It's a whole PR mess. I'm not going to sit here and read that crap to you. The initial purchase price was $363 million. That seems low to me.
Well, compared to the billions that were spent on all these other acquisitions and other places, but yeah.
Yeah, that seems low to me. I don't know. I know nothing about business acquisitions, but $363 million for a video game company does seem low.
What does Gearbox have going for it other than
Borderlands?
Other than Borderlands, what do they have?
I mean, that's their big one. They've got a lot of other games under their belt, but that's their big one. What, Godfall, I think, was the one that they did? Was that the one they did for next-gen consoles, launch title?
I
think it was called Godfall. They
See,
tried
that's the point I'm trying to make. I mean, you don't know for Borderlands and nothing else. Really.
I know. That's
so
it.
That might be
wait, here we go.
It may be part of the price, really.
Gearbox is responsible for other hits like Brothers in Arms, and there's a Borderlands movie currently being made. No word on whether the sale was equally influenced by Aliens, Colonial Marines, Duke Nukem Forever, or the fact that Gearbox's Battleborn shut down for good this week. $363 million, half in cash and half in Embracer shares, with a further $1 billion to be paid if Gearbox are able to hit, here's the quote, agreed financial and operational targets in the next 6 years.
If.
Yeah. I don't know. They can probably do that, though. So, yeah. Gearbox getting bought is not a thing that... It's not one of those... If EA bought them, sure, I might have and be like, well, so long, Gearbox. But, I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? Scuff. I don't know who they are, but SCUF.
Scuff Gaming?
Maybe.
Peripherals.
I don't know. No, well, yeah.
They make peripherals, yeah.
Yeah,
they make custom controllers for consoles and or PC, or is it both?
Yeah, well,
Scuff Gaming, yeah.
They won the lawsuit against Valve.
Oh, okay.
Over their controller. Over the Steam controller patent infringement.
Yeah.
Scuff has scored a major win in that trial over Valve. A jury awarded $4 million to the third-party controller manufacturer over the sale of the Steam controller. The ruling adds into the $2.53 million fine that Valve received for geo-blocking sales. But according to Law.com, the damages in the Scuff trial could raise even further after jurors found that Valve willfully violated Scuff's patent. So Valve did know that its conduct involved an unreasonable risk of infringement, but it simply proceeded to infringe anyway, said their lawyers.
Which makes it worse.
The trial is only just wrapped up, so it's likely things will draw out a little bit further as Valve appeals the decision and fights any amendments to the ruling. Just got a tweet from Wario. Samurai Showdown Neo Geo Collection is $20 on Xbox Live. If anybody's interested in that. Speaking of businesses doing great, Nintendo released its financials for the 9-month period ending December 31st, 2019. 2019?
You sure about that?
That's what this thing says. And then they have an update edited for clarity. No.
And it still says 2019?
Yeah. No. Did anybody comment and say, hey, is you sure it's 2019? You know what? It could be. Oh, wait, here we go. Typo in the first sentence. At least I assume these are 2020 figures, not 2019. It doesn't say anything. I was hoping somebody would find something, but anyway, let's see here. Once again, the company posted some truly staggering figures. Net sales were up 37.3% year on year, while operating profit increased an eye-watering 98.2%. Wow. Doubling last year's results and reaching nearly $5 billion. Nintendo, during the same period, sold 24.1 million hardware units. 16.77 million were the Nintendo Switch. 7.33 million were the Switch Lite. They also sold 176 million units of software during that period. That's a 43% increase. They've now reached 79.87 million in lifetime sales, surpassing the 3DS. The biggest selling games in the 9-month period ending December 31st. What do you think was number one? Nintendo Switch. Biggest selling games. What do you think was number one?
I can't think of any titles right now because I don't have a Switch.
Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Animal Crossing was number one at 19.41 million units. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was in second. Super Mario 3D All-Stars was in third. And Ring Fit Adventure was in fourth. In total, 29 games have sold over 1 million copies. 20 of those 29 are Nintendo titles. That's amazing. Yeah, that's pretty good, Nintendo. Good job. Man, that's a lot. Let's see, what else? Gearbox, we did that. Valve was Stadia shut down. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know. What are you looking to play next week, RJ? Oh, show note. I forgot to tell you, show note. I should have done this at the beginning, and I'll do this in the post, but no show next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no show next weekend. I meant to do that when we kicked off the show, and I didn't. Sorry. What do you intend to play next week?
Find more glitches in Cyberpunk.
Probably. I mean, is there anything you're looking at, let's say, over the next 2 weeks then?
Over the next 2 weeks? Let's see. Going to be more Street Fighter, of course. I'll probably play some more fighters as well. I'm going to get a little bit into Mutant League Football.
Hey.
They put out a new parody of the Buffalo Bills called the Scuffalo Thrills. So I'm going to throw that in there and see what happens.
All right.
From what I gathered so far, their field is basically like a lot of games in Buffalo, really cold and ice. The field, you're basically playing on a sheet of ice with nice little holes to fall through if you're not careful. Traps galore and everything like that in the typical Mutant League football game. So I'm going to check that out. I'm trying to think what else of. Probably going to play a little. Probably going to try to hit that high scoring Double Dragon. Still, do that. DOA 6. I did not purchase the 2 characters in there. There are 2 characters didn't purchase. Momiji and Rachel. I didn't get those 2, so I got to get those 2 and put them in there and see what I can do with do against those 2. You mentioned Samurai Showdown. That's another title that I haven't played a lot of.
Well, went
as
to
well.
I went to my Amazon Prime gaming thing and claimed a ton of SNK games.
Mm-hmm.
There's a massive collection of SNK games.
Yeah.
For the Amazon Prime gaming thing that they've got.
Yeah.
I grabbed a bunch of others as well, but they're all free. So, yeah, I meant to mention that because that Samurai Shodown thing reminded me of that.
Yeah. You ever played Metal Slug?
Nope.
Give it a shot.
Okay.
See how well you like that.
I think that's available. I think I have it, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I do in something, whether it be the Vita or I don't think on the Switch, but I do feel like I have that game somewhere.
Yeah.
Be it Steam or something like that I either picked up really cheap or picked up completely for free.
Yeah.
But I feel like I own that somehow.
It's a whole lot of fun to see how long you can see if you can get through, how far you can get through it on one credit.
Yeah.
Because it's one hit and you're done.
Ooh.
Type of game. So yeah. See how well you can play through that.
Well, look into it then.
Have fun when you pick up a shotgun. Have fun.
Okay. I'll remember that if I ever get around to playing it. I'll try and remember to do that. So, as for me, I'm just gonna play some more Dante's Inferno. Like I said, I'm probably gonna get back into Destiny this coming. Tuesdays when the new season comes out. So I'll take a look at it and
get rid of as many Crucible tokens as you can.
The difference between this week and back in November was that they didn't launch. This is just a new season. They launched a completely new expansion back in November. There's a completely new planet to explore.
Yeah.
This is not adding in new planets. This is just changing up the way the season works. So there won't be as much to do. I mean, there will be a lot to do, but there won't be anything like starting off on a brand new planet. Anytime you start off on a brand new planet, it's very overwhelming. There's so much going on.
Yeah.
It's hard to figure out because you got to learn the lay of the land. I remember going to the Cosmodrome way back when in Destiny 1. I knew in my sleep how to get to certain points of it. If I needed to get to this place fast, that it didn't have a drop zone in it, I knew how to get there. So yeah, but I won't have to worry about that on this one. So yeah, I'll put some time into it. We'll see.
Okay.
I don't know.
I did pick up this. I did pick up
what?
Flashback.
Tell me what that was.
Flashback. It was like that side-scrolling dude gets transported to a different world and he has to navigate his way home.
Okay.
That like old PC title.
It's the name, or even the logo is like I can see that in my head.
Like a close-up of a face looking out in the distance.
But I can't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
Other than that name being very familiar.
Yeah. So I had that was on a sale that I picked up on PlayStation Network. So I might get into that a little bit.
There was a sale. I can't remember when that sale ends. There was that sale. I was looking at getting the Shadow of the Colossus remake digitally.
Yeah.
And I got to remember when that sale was going to be over with. I can't remember. I have to look that up. It may have already ended. I've got some PlayStation Store gift cards.
Yeah.
That I got from the whole Reddit Secret Santa thing. The guy just gave me some gift cards for the PlayStation Store. So
this coming Sunday, maybe?
I don't know when it ends. I got to look.
Yeah.
I want to say it was in I think it was like the 11th or something like that. I can't remember. Okay. Anyway, I'll look that up. Whatever.
All right.
The free games, by the way, on Epic Game Store right now, which as of next Thursday won't be in thing. It's For the King is one of them, and Metro Last Light Redux.
Okay.
Or Metro. I don't know. There's one of the Metro Redux games.
Metro Redux, yeah.
Is available for free on the Epic Game Store.
Okay.
So always good about.
I think it was just discounted on PSN because I think I've seen that one as well. I think the retro something. There's something a retro section on PSN. I think Metro Redux was thrown in there with it as well. So it was discounted at least.
I'll have to look. Anyway, don't have time to look right now because we are done. And I closed out my...
The right one this time?
I closed it, and I shouldn't have because it's got my little thing at the bottom where I read all that stuff and say it because none of this is memorized. I don't know how many years we've been doing it, but I can't memorize the thing to say.
Ever.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the chat room. Everybody listening on the stream. Thanks to everybody who's in the chat room with us. In fact, let me do a quick rundown. I got some time. if it populates here. Stephen Van Dam, Nabokov Fan 87, Duke Frukum, Crackamus, Commander Root, Casket Sharp, A10, and AC Wraith. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chat room with us tonight. You guys have a fantastic week. We are not going to be back next weekend. We will be back the week after next, though. So make sure you're here for that. Going to take the 1 week off here. Don't forget to join us. I know Nabokov put a link to our Discord in there if you want to join in on that. I just joined. And yeah, subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on Steam or Twitch. Just, let us know you're out there. Have a good week. We'll see you next Saturday. Nope, we'll see you in 2 weeks. This is music from Vampire the Masquerade. It was a New York expansion, I think, that I got off of the Humble Bundle thing. The Conversation Gets Lively is the name of this track. We'll see you in 2 weeks.